Hi guys, how are you today? If you're new to my channel, my name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to provide you the latest travel restrictions in the Philippines. Please take note that all passengers must register through the One Health Pass within 48 hours prior to departure and not arrival. It will be prior to first flight if you have multiple flights, or if you have a direct flight within 48 hours prior to your departure. Also, please take note that there is a fake website asking you for money, and I'm showing to you the fake website. Please do not register. Here is the actual website where you can upload your negative test and proof of vaccination. So please make sure that you prepare those two documents. Some airlines will require you to use the Traze Mobile Application, so I would recommend to download the Traze Mobile app for contact tracing. So I'm not sure if the Philippines will still require this, but some airlines require it. Now, who are required to present a COVID travel insurance? First, foreign tourists from visa-free countries who are visiting Philippines for tourism purposes and they have no spouse, such as a Filipino spouse or former Filipino spouse or child. Also, foreign tourists with 9A visa, foreign spouse of former Filipino not traveling together, and also foreign child of former Filipino not traveling together. So these are the only passengers required to present a COVID travel insurance. Here's the actual requirement. You must obtain prior to arrival a travel insurance for COVID-19 treatment costs from reputed insurers with a minimum coverage of $35,000 for the duration of your stay in the Philippines. Are unvaccinated foreign tourists allowed in the Philippines? The answer is no. All foreign nationals must be fully vaccinated before traveling to the Philippines. Many are asking, when will Philippines remove proof of vaccination for foreign nationals as an entry requirement? There is no official announcement from the Philippine government when proof of vaccination for foreign nationals will no longer be required. Now, who needs to be fully vaccinated to enter Philippines? Please take note that Filipinos and dual citizens can enter the Philippines unvaccinated. However, if Filipinos and dual citizens are unvaccinated, they will have to undergo 5 days facility-based quarantine and testing after arrival. Also, if you are vaccinated, if you are a Filipino or a dual citizen, you will no longer have to undergo facility-based quarantine but only have to self-monitor for 7 days if you are fully vaccinated. Now, who needs to be fully vaccinated to enter Philippines? All foreign nationals must be fully vaccinated, such as foreign tourists, former Filipino citizens, foreign spouse, and foreign child. For all minor children, whether Filipino or non-Filipino, here are the rules. For those 12 years of age below or 0 to 11 years of age, you must follow the vaccination status of your parents. Please take note, if you are a foreign national unvaccinated, you cannot enter the Philippines. Unvaccinated Filipinos must quarantine. However, for minor children, whether Filipino or non-Filipino, 12 to 17 years of age, you must follow your vaccination status. However, parents must accompany unvaccinated minor children 12 to 17 years of age for purposes of quarantine. There is a 5-day facility-based quarantine for unvaccinated. Also, there is no facility-based quarantine, but here's the requirement. You must self-monitor for any sign or symptom for 7 days, with the first day being the date of arrival, and you must report to the local government unit if there is a symptom. Also, for fully vaccinated, you must comply with the vaccination requirement. You must receive the second dose in a 2-dose series or a single dose more than 14 days prior to your flight. Also, the vaccine must be included in the emergency listing or list of compassionate special permit issued by the Philippine FDA or emergency use listing of the World Health Organization. However, there are specific countries where Philippines will accept the proof of vaccination because they are included under the reciprocity agreement, meaning to say that Filipinos going to these countries and whose proof of vaccination have been accepted, the Philippines is going to reciprocate that arrangement. So there are only specific countries under the reciprocity agreement. Here are the latest countries with acceptable proof of vaccination. These are the latest list of countries where the IATF will accept the proof of vaccination based on reciprocity agreement, meaning to say that these countries have accepted Philippines proof of vaccination, and in return, Philippines is reciprocating the acceptance of the proof of vaccination from this list of countries. This list of countries are being updated regularly by the IATF, and some of them are being mentioned on their current IATF resolutions. If your country is not listed, you will have to present an international certificate of vaccination, or what we call the yellow card. If you did not find your country in the list, you will have to present the ICV. This is the yellow card, or the International Certificate of Vaccination. For all Filipino citizens and dual citizens, travel insurance is not required. In addition, your passport do not need to be valid for 6 months at the time of arrival. Also, you don't need a return ticket for 30 days. For all Filipinos and dual citizens, you actually have two options. The first option is for those who are fully vaccinated. So let me provide all the requirements for those fully vaccinated Filipinos. First, you must register through the One Health Pass. Second, you must provide proof of vaccination. The third requirement is that you must also present a negative RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours or negative antigen test taken within 24 hours. Also, you only need to self-monitor until the 7th day of your arrival. The second option is for those fully vaccinated Filipinos who tested positive. First, you must register through the One Health Pass. Also, you must provide proof of vaccination. And if you are fully recovered with positive RT-PCR or positive antigen test, you must provide this positive test between 10 and 30 days prior to the date and time of departure. In addition, you must also provide a positive RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours or a positive antigen test taken within 24 hours prior to departure from the country of origin. In addition, you must also provide a medical certificate from a licensed physician stating that you have completed the isolation period, no longer infectious, and allowed free movement and travel, and you will only be self-monitoring for 7 days. For vaccinated foreign spouse of Filipino, either traveling alone or together, here are the latest travel requirements. And this is effective April 1st. First, you must register through the One Health Pass. Also, you must provide proof of vaccination, and you must provide a negative test within 48 hours or a negative antigen test within 24 hours, and you must have a passport valid for 6 months, and you must have authentic marriage certificate, and you will only self-monitor for 7 days. For vaccinated foreign child or Filipino child of Filipino parent, children 3 years and below who are asymptomatic are not required to present a pre-departure negative COVID-19 test result. Children below 12 who are unvaccinated shall follow the quarantine protocols of the parents. Also, for those who are 12 to 17, you will follow your own vaccination classification. And if you are unvaccinated, the parent shall accompany the minor during your facility-based quarantine. Another requirement is that all passengers, including minors, must register through the One Health Pass within 3 days or on the day of your departure if you already have your negative test result. In addition, you must also present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or negative antigen test within 24 hours for those 4 years and above. If you are a foreign child, you must have a passport valid for at least 6 months at the time of your arrival. And if you are fully vaccinated, you only need to self-monitor for 7 days until the 7th day of your arrival. Please take note that former Filipino citizens must be fully vaccinated. If you're unvaccinated, you will be denied entry except for minor children. There are new updates effective April 1st. Former Filipino citizens and foreign spouse or foreign child traveling together. There will be no requirement of a return ticket. So former Filipino citizens can travel alone. However, for foreign spouse and foreign child, they must travel together with their former Filipino either spouse or parent. There will be no return ticket, and also the COVID travel insurance will not be required. So please take note, foreign spouse must travel together. Here are the latest travel requirements for former Filipino citizens traveling alone. So former Filipino citizens are naturalized foreign citizens, and previously they have a Filipino citizenship. First, you must be fully vaccinated because all foreign nationals must be fully vaccinated to enter. You must carry or possess an acceptable proof of vaccination. Another change is that you can present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or a negative antigen test within 24 hours. Also, you must have a passport valid for at least 6 months at the time of your arrival to the Philippines. Here are the latest requirements for former Filipino citizens traveling with foreign child or children. First, unvaccinated minor children below 12 traveling with their fully vaccinated parent will follow the parent's vaccination status. For minor 12 to 17 must follow their own vaccination status. If unvaccinated, parent must accompany child during quarantine. Also, for a visa-free country, the foreign child must be a national of country included under EO 408, and you must also present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or a negative rapid antigen test within 24 hours. You can now get this antigen test from a healthcare facility, laboratory, clinic, pharmacy, or other similar establishment. Another requirement is that you must have a passport valid for at least 6 months at the time of your arrival. For children 3 years old and below who are asymptomatic, you are not required to present a pre-departure negative test. For children 4 and above, either a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or negative antigen test within 24 hours. Let's move on to the travel requirements of foreign spouse traveling with former Filipino. These requirements are for foreign nationals who are included under the visa-free privileges of Executive Order number 408. So that means you don't need a visa. First, you must be fully vaccinated. Second, you must possess an acceptable proof of vaccination. Also, you must present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or a negative rapid antigen test within 24 hours. You must also have a passport valid for at least 6 months at the time of your arrival in the Philippines. Let's move on to the arrival protocols. Once you arrive in the Philippines, because you are already fully vaccinated, quarantine is no longer required. However, you must self-monitor for any sign or symptom for 7 days, with the first day being the date of arrival. Also, you must report to your local government unit should you manifest any symptoms. Here are the requirements for a foreign spouse traveling alone. So if you are a U.S. citizen, married to a former Filipino, you don't need a visa. Also, you must be fully vaccinated and you must carry an acceptable proof of vaccination. You must also present negative RT-PCR test or negative antigen test. You must also have a passport valid for at least 6 months. In addition, you must have a travel insurance if you are married to a former Filipino and you are not traveling together. Here are the requirements for U.S. citizens with valid Philippine immigrant visa or 13A visa. First, you must be fully vaccinated. You must also possess an acceptable proof of vaccination, such as the CDC card, and you must present a negative RT-PCR test within 48 hours or negative antigen test within 24 hours. You must have a passport valid for at least 6 months at the time of arrival. And these are the requirements for U.S. citizens with valid non-immigrant visa except a 9A visa. If you have a valid student visa or temporary employment or a valid SRRV, you must be fully vaccinated, you must possess an acceptable proof of vaccination, and present negative RT-PCR test or negative antigen test. You must also have a passport valid for at least 6 months. Here are the immigration entry requirements. You actually have two options. First, you must have your foreign passport plus your valid or old Philippine passport. If you don't possess an old or valid Philippine passport, you must have a valid or authentic Philippine birth certificate for purposes of proving your former Filipino citizenship. For former Filipinos or Filipinos traveling with their foreign spouse, the foreign spouse must present their foreign passport plus authentic marriage certificate. If traveling with a foreign child, foreign passport plus authentic birth certificate. For adopted child, foreign passport plus adoption certificate. Visa-free privileges for foreign nationals married to Filipino or former Filipino traveling together under EO 408. Also, you must present an authentic marriage certificate. Also, report of marriage is not required to enter in the Philippines. Here are the latest COVID isolation rules in the Philippines for both vaccinated or fully vaccinated or partially vaccinated or unvaccinated. So there are two categories. First, quarantine if you are a close contact, 5 days for fully vaccinated and 14 days for partially vaccinated or unvaccinated. Please take note there will be strict observance of health protocols up to 14 days or monitoring up to 14 days. The rules are different if you are COVID positive and you must isolate. Here are the rules for fully vaccinated. First, you must undergo 7 days of isolation from onset of symptoms or positive test. If you are partially vaccinated or unvaccinated, it will be 10 days of isolation from onset of symptoms or positive test. If you recently traveled in the Philippines, please share your travel experience below. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for supporting my channel. And if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.